All right, well, we made it to Dyersville. Sorry about my shaky hands. Put two hands on it, that might help. But right now we're in the National Farm Toy Museum in Dyersville. This is open year round. I got here a little early. Everything doesn't open up until about 9 o'clock. You can get in early, but you got to pay 30 bucks to get floor rights, which means you get in early. But there's a lot of stuff outside yet to see, so we're just going to kind of wander around in here and just take a little look and see what they got. Let's take a slow turn through here. Okay. These sets go for some pretty good money now. I don't think they've made these for 20 years. They used to make these farm toys here. There's a picture of the factory. Back when the Ertles owned it, they made them in Dyersville. But now they're made in China, just like everything else. Tomy, I believe, owns Ertl now. I'm sorry about the spin. So this looks like one of the injector machines. So if you wonder where your tractors, your toy cars and tractors come from, there's the mold right there. Oh, sorry. I'm going to try to get in here so you guys can see better. There's the mold. Kind of see over here. A lot of steps that go in making your favorite toy tractors. Here's a mold right here. It says they get about 150,000 units out of each mold. And it takes 2 molds to make one side of the tractor. And there's $240,000 in 1995 to make a mold. You imagine what it costs now. I guess that explains why they're so expensive. Here's the tractor that came out of that mold. Awfully sorry about the shaky hands, guys, but I don't have a steady cam. Some really nice 1/16 scale dioramas here.
That's a pretty cool setup, huh?
That manure tank. Ding dong. They even have some grain bins and even a little spout for the auger to pull up. Looking in there, they got some planters.
This looks like a salesman sample here.
They got some corn in there.
Let's take a look and see what that says there.
Look at this, Dad. Look at this really nice one.
That probably is a salesman sample, I'm guessing.
Look at that, Dad.
Back in the day, a salesman used to make calls to the businesses and they'd bring scale models with them.
Dad.
And let's take a look here.
Oh, Dad,
Here's a
what's this?
1/64 scale.
I really like this combine. An S780.
Okay.
That's a really nice combine.
That's all we're gonna see here for now. So we're gonna go out and take a look among the vendors for a while and then get into the show. So walked around the toy museum for a little bit. Interesting place if you get a chance to check it out if you're in the area of Dyersville, Iowa, or Dubuque. It's definitely worth checking out. You know, it's a nice little museum. I'll say that much. Let's take a look around. We got some tents over there. There's a bunch of vendors over there already went in. Prices are, well, kind of expected to be a little high. And then there's some over here. Well, you know, prices are a little higher being the shows. I guess it costs a lot of money to vend here, so I found out that definitely not gonna vend here next year. I don't want to pay $200 for a space. I guess out here it isn't so bad cost-wise, but to vend in it at the high school, I guess it's like $200 a space. So there's just no way in hell that I can afford to do that because I don't even make that much at a show. So I'm not going to go and pay a shit ton of money just to have people poke through my stuff. So, but I'm definitely interested in doing the show itself as far as displaying. So we're going to take a look at that in a little bit. Meanwhile, we're going to poke around in here. Here's a view from inside one of the tents. Just do a quick pan through here. So if you're looking for farm toys, any scale, a lot of antique stuff, and this is where you'd want to go. All kinds of goodies. Okay, well, I haven't gone into the show just yet. It opens at 9, so I thought I'd spend a little time over here at the Plaza Antique Mall. And I was pleasantly surprised. They have a very large selection of die cast up in the, excuse me, there we go. They have a really nice selection of die cast up on the second floor, and they're open year round, so this isn't just for the toy show. So if you're in the area, Dyersville, Iowa here's the address. Check them out. The prices aren't bad. Some of the booths are a little more than what you can spend. Some I caught some pretty good deals. I'll show them when I get back home. But anyways, check out Plaza Antique Mall. It's a very nice place. Lots of stuff. A lot of die-cast farm stuff, but there is a huge amount of die-cast in there, and if you look, you'll find some deals. I found some deals. Picked up a green light for $3.99, so that's a pretty good deal. Other prices, you know, some of them are just a little bit above what you'd get in a big box store, but that's to be expected because these small vendors, these guys don't get the big deals that Walmart and Target and all these other companies get. So they have to charge a little bit more for their die cast because they got to make their money too, right? So, you know, when you go to, you know, one of these antique malls like that and you see the prices and you see that they're a couple dollars more than what you'd spend at Walmart, don't freak out and don't go, oh, they're trying to rip me off, because these small guys are, you know, they're trying to do a service for us. And if you're looking for stuff that you just can't find, these are really good places to go. So let's continue on. We're going to head across the street and hit the first part of the show, and then we're going to go over to the school. And right now I spent about a third of my money, so I didn't have much money to begin with. So we'll see what we find at the next place. Oh, you guys go ahead. That's all right. So this is the inside of the toy show at the National Toy Show. This is inside the same building that has the museum. So this is just part of it. It's the first time we've been in, so quite crowded. A lot of people here. More people than I care to be around, but all right, well, here's one of the main halls. This is where the dioramas are displayed. We'll walk around, take a look at some of these. This is pretty much what I'm here for, for the most part, so don't mind the bouncing camera. Being a little bumpy here. Going straight.
How are you? All right, thanks.
It's interesting how they do the corn stalks with the toothpicks. And is that like a bath mat or something, or?
It's actually like a front door mat.
Front door mat, okay.
Just kind of make it look. The color was pretty close to the hay.
It sure looks.
And then we just took a chop saw and chopped a little bit off it there.
Oh, wow. Yeah, really, it does make quite a difference.
Yeah, thank you. And then this is just coffee beans here.
Coffee, yeah.
Yeah.
We got a fairgrounds here. That's something different. I like the stands. Anthony, you want to say hi to the channel?
Hi.
This is Anthony, one of our subscribers.
Hello.
And this is his display over here. Hard at work. This is the first time he showed. Pretty impressive. I like the way they did the mat. The mat is really cool with the grain.
Yeah, thank you.
Awesome. Well, thanks a lot, Anthony.
Yeah.
You have a good one.
You too.
But I'm like, so he brought them out to handle domestics.
All right, well, we are done at the show. It takes a while to go through, and I didn't even go through all of it. There's some places I missed. There was one hallway that there was just so many people packed in it. I just couldn't even wedge myself in there hardly. And I didn't make it over to the park. They have they're set up in a commercial park, and I didn't hit that one because I ran out of money. I got like 12 bucks left in my pocket, so I thought, well, I guess it's time to call it a day, because I know the way things go for me. If I go over there, I'd probably find some killer deals, and then I'd be like, I only got $12 left, and then I'd be tempted to grab the credit card, and if I do that, my wife would be cross. So let's take a look and see what we got here. I got a whole bunch of international tractors, and I paid anywhere from $3. Most of them were $5. I think I paid $7 for this little guy right here. Paid up for him because this is a cute little tractor. So I paid $7 for him, $5 for the rest, $3 for those guys in the back there. So, it was a pretty good deal. I don't, of course, me being cheap, I like to be cheap, and I'd rather get things cheaper than this. But, $5 for a tractor, especially when you consider that if they're in the package, they want anywhere from like $15 up. And that seems to be the kind of the rule almost in the show, that if something's in the package, they're going to be asking a lot more for it. Of course, that's kind of the way it is and everything. But, I found a lot of bins with, open tractors, and dug through them, and, found some pretty decent deals for what I was looking for. I got this guy here for $9. I wanted it. I didn't have it. And this one here for $6. And then I got this guy for $3.99. And these guys for $10.99, which is actually, I think, less than what they sell retail. Oh yeah, I also got this guy here for $5. And then this little, I'm gonna grab this thing. This thing, I paid $1 for this. You know, it's not going to go on the diorama, but with the sliding door, it's just cool. You know, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. But I just thought it was cool, and for $1, you know, $1 I couldn't resist. So that's basically what I got for my money today. It was a good show. You know, I'm sorry about not getting a whole lot of shots of inside the show, but it is just so full in there of people. It is just incredibly packed. You can hardly get a razor blade in between people in there. So trying to shoot a video in there is pretty much next to impossible. And you really don't see anything except crowds of people. But you know, if you're thinking about coming, if you're in the neighborhood, they have a summer show that's a little bit less, and then they have the show in November, which I think is usually the first full weekend in November. And the next show date in 2026 is the 6th, 7th, and 8th of November. And we're in Dyersville, Iowa. And if you need any more information about it, if you want to go and vend or anything, you can get a hold of these guys right there. Now, as far as vending goes, it's pretty expensive inside the school. It's cheaper to vend outside. I don't know if I'd want to vend outside in November though, so I don't think I'm going to vend here. I might show here. I talked to the people that put the show on, and they didn't have any information. They told me to give a call next week when they're back in the office, because the guy that I would talk to is out doing all kinds of stuff. So anyways, so I'm not really sure if I'm gonna bring the portable diorama or not next year. Not positive. Might, I don't know. But I did meet a subscriber today, and he said hi earlier in there, and it was kind of the thrill of the day actually to meet a subscriber. And then I saw Steve Barr. I don't know if you guys know Steve Barr, but he does the large trucks, the DCPs. Does a lot of selling, a lot of events. He's really prolific on Facebook, one of my Facebook buddies. So I got to see him in person. Talked to him for a few minutes. So that's basically what I got. And like I said, you know, check out the Old Farm Toy Show if you get a chance. Go and check out the, if you're just passing through any other time, check out the Plaza Antique Shop. They're open like 360 days of the year, something like that. They have a huge die-cast area upstairs. The whole second floor is mostly die-cast. A lot of farm toy stuff, but there's a lot of other things too. And, you know, it all depends on the booth. Some of the booths are a little more expensive, but, you know, I got this for $3.99 there. I got that one for $6, which isn't bad. That one was $9, but and this was $10.99. Now, this is probably, I think, $1 or $2. I think these are $12.99 retail. Not positive on that, but so anyways, well, it was a good day. I was glad I came. So like I said, I didn't make it through the entire show. I missed what was going on at the park. I'm just, like I said, I'm just tired. And just crowds of people, and crowds wear me out. I hate crowds. Unless there are crowds of people lined up to buy my stuff or something, then I'm okay with it. But anyways, we're going to head back into Illinois. Got a little over an hour trip home. And we will see you guys soon.